The knife sinks in clean. Hot blood spills across snow. Thor doesn't hesitate. He slaughters his own goats, not enemies, not monsters, the two beasts that pull his chariot across the sky, the engines of thunder, the creatures whose hooves spark lightning over Midgard, Tanngrisnir and Tanngnjóstr. He skins them, roasts them, eats them. Then he gathers their bones, lifts Mjolnir, and calls the storm. Lightning detonates, the bones twitch. Flesh knits itself back together. The goats rise, except one collapses with a shattered leg. Thor's expression changes. This wasn't supposed to happen. Tonight we step into the day Thor killed his own goats and discovered that even gods depend on rules they cannot break.
Unveil the legends.
Thor wasn't careful. He was powerful. He traveled in a chariot that tore across the heavens, pulled by two immortal goats. Their screams echoed like thunder. Their hooves cracked against clouds. They weren't companions. They were fuel. Each night, Thor could slaughter them, feast on their meat, and restore them by morning, if every bone was laid out intact upon their skins. That was the rule, not complicated, not negotiable. Bones unbroken, framework preserved. The magic wasn't random. It relied on structure, but Thor liked simplicity. Fight, feast, move on. He rarely lingered on the mechanics behind his miracles. On one journey, he seeks shelter in the home of poor farmers. A small house crouched against cold wind. Thin walls, empty cupboards. A family worn down by hunger. A man, a wife, 2 children. They recognize him instantly. The god of thunder in their doorway. And Thor, in rare generosity, offers them a feast. He slaughters his goats outside, blood steaming in the night air. The smell of roasting meat fills the house. For the family, it's overwhelming. For Thor, it's routine. But hunger makes people reckless, and rules don't feel sacred when your stomach is empty. The goats roast over open flame. Fat hisses, grease drips. The fire snaps and spits. Thor tears into meat with brutal satisfaction. The family follows, slower at first, then desperate. Warmth spreads through starved bodies. For one night, they feel rich. Thor gives one command. Before the meal ends, do not break the bones. Leave them whole. He doesn't explain why. He doesn't threaten. He assumes obedience. When the feast ends, Thor gathers the bones carefully. Every rib, every vertebra, every leg laid neatly on the skins, except one. The son, Thjalfi, sits in shadow, staring at a thick leg bone. Inside it waits marrow, soft, rich, hidden. He has never tasted anything like this before. Hunger hums in his ears. The smell lingers in the air. Thor snores like distant thunder. The boy hesitates. Then he grabs a knife, cracks the bone, open. The sound is small, sharp, final. He scoops out the marrow and eats quickly, wiping the evidence away. Morning arrives cold and gray. Thor rises. He doesn't suspect anything. He lays Mjolnir over the bones, raises his arm. Lightning crashes down. The house shakes. Smoke clears. The bones tremble, snap together. Muscle weaves itself along skeleton. Skin stretches tight. Eyes flash open. The goats stand. Then one collapses. Its back leg bends wrong. The joint twisted, weakened, imperfect. Thor freezes. He doesn't shout. That makes it worse. He studies the limp, runs a massive hand down the damaged leg, feels the flaw beneath the fur. He turns, slowly. The room shrinks under his gaze. The farmer trembles. The mother clutches her daughter. Thjalfi's face drains of color. Thor's grip tightens around Mjolnir. He could level the house in one strike. He could kill them all for violating his command. Instead, he asks one question. Who broke the bone? Silence. Then the boy steps forward. Confession shakes in his voice. Hunger, curiosity, weakness. Thor listens. Thunder coils behind his eyes. One broken bone, one broken rule, and his perfect cycle falters. We tell this story as a warning about obedience. Respect the god. Follow instructions. Don't steal. But that's surface level. The real tension is structural. Thor's goats represent renewable power. Endless. Supply. Kill, restore, repeat. It feels invincible, but it depends on an intact foundation. Bones. Framework. Order. The boy didn't attack Thor directly. He disrupted the system, and the miracle exposed its limits. Thor could restore flesh. He could summon lightning. But he could not undo damage to the structure that made restoration possible. The limp remained, permanent. That's the unsettling part. Even divine power relies on conditions. Thor's strength wasn't infinite. It was cyclical, and cycles are fragile. Break the foundation once, and perfection never fully returns. There's something deeply human here. We all assume certain things will regenerate. Trust, health, resources. We believe we can consume, exhaust, test limits, and everything will snap back into place. Until it doesn't, the goat still lives, but it limps. The flaw becomes part of the future, and Thor, for all his thunder, cannot erase that. He learned something rare for him. Resurrection isn't the same as reversal. You can bring something back, but you can't always bring it back untouched. Thor doesn't kill the boy. That's the shock. Instead, he demands payment. Thjalfi and his sister Roskva enter his service. The boy who broke the bone now walks beside the god whose miracle he fractured. The irony is sharp. The child who exposed the weakness in Thor's power becomes his companion on future battles, learns the rhythms of thunder, witnesses giants fall, and the goat that runs again pulls the chariot, but never without that slight, uneven strike of hoof against cloud. Every journey carries the reminder: power is strong, structure is stronger. Break it, and even gods adapt around the damage. Nothing is truly limitless. It just hides its rules. So ask yourself, what in your life feels immortal? What do you consume because you believe it will always regenerate? Thor learned the hard way. Break the bones, and the miracle limps forever. And those two children he took into his service, they would soon follow him into a giant's hall where strength meant nothing, and illusions nearly shattered the thunder god himself.